No, I'm on it. I'm on I'm on the live right. All right. I'm so sorry about that, guys. But cool. So I appreciate you guys for waiting until 2 o'clock. I saw today I was out on the field today. Got a few things done. I got to see my man Jabs and his project he's been working on, changing that one to $1 million flip, which is really dope. So I'm gonna make sure I get him on this as well. Um, yeah, so I definitely want to get him on the whole backstory of how that whole thing happened and chop that up a little bit and kind of show us like a fix and flip that's going on right now because a lot of fix and flippers are not kind of touching the market right now just because of the what just because of the rates are going crazy. And so I want to know from his mindset, how did he, why did he kind of pursue this and, how did he kind of prepare for the worst and everything like that. I think that's really important as an investor to try to predict like, the things that would happen if, the market went crazy. So that was really dope. Got to see that flip. Also got to see Angie and Isabel. They're really dope. They're in the Texas area. Well, Angela's in the California, but she's part of Sub Two. They're both part of Sub Two, so it was really great. Always seeing other people from the community and seeing those guys. Also, I got to see if you guys watched my Instagram reel. I got to do a video with my. So we just closed the property yesterday in Stafford. So that's one property down for this month. Um, we just closed the property in Stafford, so I got with the listing agent. She was really dope. She's really cool, Tracy. So she's watching this. This is a shout out to you. We ended up taking down her listing. It was on the market for I think about 75 to 80 days, and they were just going through it as far as low cash offers. Low cash offers. The sellers need to move into another property, and so we were able to come in, take over their mortgage payments, pay them a little bit towards their equity up front to kind of get them going into the next property. They're able to get funded on the next property, move in, and close on this one, and we'll take over the payments from that point on. Tracy was so thankful for the whole opportunity, and that she went ahead and did a Instagram reel with me, and we talked about the whole process, how smooth it was, just to encourage other agents to kind of take that leap of faith with the agent and hear all the options they have. Because, I mean, you're going to get paid either way. I actually give her a full commission just because she's great. I mean, that don't happen all the time, so don't hold me by that. But we are able to give her a full commission, give the sellers their full asking price. And I mean, that's kind of what they wanted to do with and got the deal done. So cool. That's also what happened today. What else? Ran into a few more private money lenders that's gonna looking to fund the other deal about that Austin deal. So that's kind of exciting. I'm gonna definitely update you guys as far as that. And then also, I feel like I wasn't petty. I did it just to kind of create awareness, but in a way, I felt petty, so maybe I was. But one of the agents I was talking with about the whole situation, like, oh, I don't know about creative and how all this happens, and they just didn't really know. And so I was just showing them, like, like I don't see any other agent doing this. That's what they said. And I was like, I'm gonna just tag them on the post with Tracy as like a people to tag in. So I tagged them on the post they just did me. And I hadn't even read it yet. So it said, congrats, I'm sorry we couldn't make it happen. It works too much on my end. The sellers are ready, but my broker wasn't doing it. But we'll keep you posted because we always have more in inventory. So yeah, so I'm glad she actually responded to it. I hope she didn't take it that way. It wasn't meant to be petty, but it was meant to see, like, we can work together. Like, it works. Like, people, agents do this. And that's kind of more of my intentions with it. But like me thinking about like me just sending it, it kind of was petty, I guess. I don't know. Didn't really care. But now she knows, so I'm glad she wants to do more business. And I think that's really dope. So with all that being said, I am still gonna cut it at 3:30. I did want to just hop on to keep my streak going with every day and kind of adding value. So I think I'm gonna make today, since it is kind of shorter, I know we had Victor had texted me, said he wanted to kind of go over some comps, so we can kind of go through that really quick. Also, I want to update you guys. I do have, so also including I see Taylor and Kayla in here. Also with Kayla and Taylor, they're also helping me send agent leads my way, so I can go ahead and call those for you guys and kind of spit those out a little bit faster and kind of give you guys an understanding of how I'm talking to these agents. That definitely helps me, so I appreciate you, ladies. Also, Jab set me up with, because Jab doesn't like calling, agent leads as much as I do. I'm not gonna say he doesn't like calling them, but he doesn't like as much as I do. So Jab's going to give me a contact that he has with a lady in Canada, actually a sub two student, and she has leads that they're generating as well, and they don't really have a closer to close these agent leads that they're bringing in. So I'm gonna have a conversation with her tomorrow with kind of setting that up, so I can go ahead and make those calls on live for you guys as well. That way you can kind of get an understanding again, just like how I talk to agents and all that kind of stuff. So think that'd be awesome for you guys too. So I got people sending in leads and making sure they get paid for the leads. So with that being said, um, I think that's pretty good. I definitely kind of do want to, and also helping out Diego with trying to finish off one of those properties he's trying to take down in Fort Worth. So we'll probably get a call about him. Also, got a call about. I guess I'm forgetting about everything. I'm just cutting it short. Also had a got a text from that wholesale deal that we're supposed to close. That deal is closing tomorrow, so that'd be the second deal this month. And what else? What else? What else? What else? I think that is it. I think that is it. So just those two deals. Let me text this lady back first. After I'm gonna apologize to Crumpet. I don't know. I just have like a big heart, and I feel like I don't want people to like insinuate that I'm being petty. So I am. I'm being honest. I am saying that I like my intentions were not to be petty. I be feeling bad. Did Liz ever hit me back? So with Liz, Liz, we last left off with Liz. Centerville. I ran numbers on it last night in case they interchange our cash off. Okay. With Liz last night, or not last night. I'm trying to remember where we left off. It was between a cash or a creative option they were open to. I think that one was a follow up. Was that not? Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't have my notebook in front of me right now. But I think I was planning on following her up within a week. So, but she has not reached back out. Oh, the Novation. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So she was kind of got you. So I did plan with her following up her in a week because I don't think it's gonna go anywhere within that time, and I kind of wanted December in based off our last conversation. And that way it can kind of motivate them to go, okay, cool. So yeah, I was making sure that's the right conversation. But yes, I'm glad you reminded me on it. Another reason why I need a CRM. And so, hopefully, I mean, you guys already have the spreadsheet ready to go. On uh, okay, cool, bet. um, so yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that. So let's set that up for Monday, actually. Yeah, let's set that up for Monday. So it's Thursday. Let's set that up Monday, and yeah, let's set that up Monday, and let's see from my man Travis. Travis is a sub two student too. My man Travis, how you doing, my man?
Yo, what's going on, Damien? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and busy.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. How about yourself?
Huh?
How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Slow start to the year, but that's okay. I just wanted to give you a call here because I had somebody reach out to me. They're in sub two as well, but they have a house that they're trying to wrap in Dallas and looking for a buyer. I didn't know if you had anyone that might be looking to buy.
I definitely, if I don't have any like right now, which I do have a couple, but it depends on what they're looking at. So if not, I can always help find one too.
Okay, yeah. Because what it is it's a 3-1, like right over there by Mesquite, and the person is looking for 30 down.
Okay.
Monthly payments would be $18.75.
Okay. 1875. That's just principal and interest, right?
No, that's all of it.
That's with taxes and insurance too.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, double check that for me too. Because I think I'm pretty sure I can find somebody for that if that's all included.
Okay, and the zip code is 75217.
Okay, that's a pretty good area. I know that is that 75217, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Already?
What was that?
Yeah, I said already. That's it's the house is like it's not brand new, but it's not in the bad condition either.
Okay. Just like cosmetic stuff, just needs touching up or what?
Yeah, just needs touching up. So like the end buyer, like it's moving ready, they can move.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So I will definitely, yeah, absolutely. So when is he trying to get that closed?
ASAP. So
Okay.
if somebody has like 30K down, 30K. That's what he's looking to do.
If he can send me, or if one of you guys can send me the details, so I can make sure I can like send out everything they're gonna ask about, like as far as like the down payment, payments, balloon if there's one, stuff like that.
All right, awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, Damian.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. So also what you guys can do, as another way of just making money in real estate, because there's so many ways. You can actually, so when people call you like that and just need a wrap buyer, the reason why I'm going to so many different people to find wrap buyers and do like Facebook message, Facebook marketplace and all that kind of stuff, even if I don't use them right now. So that lady I had the other day, Tina, she's not really qualified right now to get the property, but she may be in a few months or whenever the case is, or maybe this that was 30,000, so I'm pretty sure she couldn't do that one either. But say that I had some people else that looked out where they couldn't get this property in time, I can just say, hey, I have another property over here, refer them to those buyers and still get paid from it. So just another way to still make money in it. Thing is, I love the Google Sheet that y'all have, and I need to utilize that. So if you guys can stay with that, that'd be actually perfect. I need to get off the notebook and get updated onto the digital stuff. So yeah, if you can stay with that, okay, that'd be great. Cool. So let's talk about it. All right, what's up, Victor?
Oh crap! Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Sorry, I got you mid bite.
No, you're good. I was just texting the agents.
All right, no worries. So what's this property you're wanting to go ahead and comp?
I know I actually comped it, but the thing was, I've had trouble finding comps on one, actually both of them.
Okay.
Just because here, I'll give you the addresses. Just because one of them's in Arlington, but the subdivision is like small, and there's only one comp, but that comp is 400 square feet smaller.
You said it's in Arlington?
Yes, sir. It's
a small area. That's pretty crazy. I wonder what area that is.
Oh, you'll see here in a little bit. Let's see.
How much I look for? Yeah, text it to me, and then I'll go ahead and throw it in. I'm debating if I want to use Zillow, because a lot of people don't have Privy and a lot of people don't have MLS, and I wanted it to be more relatable.
I have MLS.
Yeah, so I want to use Zillow, and if it doesn't show me anything, then I'll go to the other thing. Did you text it to me?
Yeah, send it in the private chat in Streamer.
Oh, in that I don't be looking at that.
I'll just say it out loud.
Oh yeah, that works too.
709 Valley View, 2 words. Drive, Arlington.
Valley View. Okay, cool.
So there's tenants that are leaving at the 31st.
Got you.
And they said I talked to Hanoi. He told me ARV was 270, but
Wow, these
it was
pictures
only
are these
one.
pictures up to date? Because, I mean, I know they're not actually because I'm looking at it, but
Damn, that's
these
a
are
good
pictures are a
question.
year old.
Because the one who listed it wasn't even an agent. It was the manager or the management.
Property management.
Yep.
They're probably just licensed. But yeah, these pictures are a year old. So I mean, if they have more recent pictures, that'd be great. Yeah, if they have more recent pictures, that'd be great.
Dang.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, it. Let me see where this is in.
It's by
Um,
UTA.
that's what I thought because I was like, I heard of Val. Yeah, Collins. This is literally right by the mall. Okay,
Really?
cool. Yeah, this
Oh,
is by Parks Mall, Abrams, and all that. It's right. It's like almost by Six Flags. It's probably like 10 minutes from Six Flags.
yeah. That's a. I now found my zip code for getting creative. It says zip
Yeah,
code.
yeah. It's like right by Six Flags. So a lot of attractions up there. Six Flags, Cowboy Stadium, Texas Ranger Stadium, all that kind of stuff is all over there.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
cool.
I would like to Airbnb it, but I don't know how the laws are looking over there right now.
I'm just not that fond on short term rentals. Like it's cool.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
It doesn't
My
push my
thing is just
buttons too
long term
much on it.
rental.
I mean, it could be. Don't get me wrong. It definitely could be. I rather medium term rental it before I short term rental it. Like I feel like
Oh
short term
dang,
rental
I
is like
didn't think of
my
that. Ugh.
yeah. I feel like short term rental is like my last thing I'll probably do just because it costs so much to make sure everything's
Yeah.
maintained and turnover so fast. Nothing's wrong with it at all though. That's just me. Um, yeah. But looks like a good property though. So tenants are moving out. He's ready to sell it, or he or she's ready to sell it. And where's the last thing you guys left off at?
Um, I talked to him. This is where I pitched creative right on the first call, which he told me not to do. But he said
What
he said
up
that
to it?
he said the seller wouldn't be against it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I'll get back with him. That's the last thing I left off.
Oh, so he was open to it.
Yeah. Or no, he didn't talk to the seller. He just said he knows that he wouldn't be against it.
He wouldn't
So
be against it. Okay. So yeah, is he open to just talking about it?
is he open to
What do
talking about it? Yes. And I have the cash offer ready.
what's the cash offer looking like based off the comps that you kind of did that with Hanoi?
Let me pull it up. He said he'll get it at 120 max.
And okay, did he give you a reason why he was looking at that?
I'm sorry.
Did he give you a reason why he said 120?
Comps? No, comps were 250. He said lock it up at 120.
No. I'm saying why. Oh, he said lock it up at 120.
Yeah, at 120 max.
That's half of what they're doing.
Yep.
That's less than half. What's the reason why he told you to do 120?
He valued it at 250, and then he put it at 35 a square foot, which was what was it? One second, 35.
It is a pretty big. It's like 1824 square foot, something like
And it's
that.
pretty far off, is it?
Yeah.
Because they're asking retail.
I mean, yeah, they are. And what did how? Oh, but you didn't even worry about the cash offer. Did you even try to talk to him about cash at all?
To the agent.
Yeah, or I guess kind of how did the conversation go? Like from the beginning, like was it just like straight? Like what did they say about the previous offers? Or did they talk about that or?
I didn't mention that. I just said, hey, I asked about the property, and I literally shot creative right there, which was my mistake. But he was open to it. He was
Okay.
open to it.
Okay, and that was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday, and then I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to her. I did what I learned from you was try to see if they're okay with cash.
Mm-hmm.
It's another address. It's in Grand Prairie. Um, the only price reduced to 1,000, and the agent I think I try to do a pushback because I mean it's been on the market. They reduced it 1,000, and the agent was like, "Yeah, just still present me your cash offer, and I'll present it to the seller, see if she's open to it."
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, okay, and then they're looking for a cash offer, and you didn't bring up creative with them, right?
No,
Okay, cool.
not on the
Perfect.
first call. No, I only
Okay, cool.
and that was today actually. Um,
Okay, cool. So, what's is the first agent in Arlington? Are they expecting a call back, or what are they expecting?
yeah, they're expecting a call back.
Okay, when were they expecting a call back?
Well, I didn't put a time. I just said, "Hey, I'll just call you back shortly."
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I
So,
should
are
have done that.
they open to a call right now?
I'm not sure. I should have done that. I should have scheduled a time to call.
Just see if they're free. See if they're free now or in the next few minutes.
Yes, sir.
And then on this other one, this one in Grand Prairie, they are just
Looking
they
for
are
cash.
they're just wanting cash. Well, they're looking for a cash offer to be sent.
Yeah,
So that's probably something you can maybe send the LOI as a cash offer, and then maybe if you really want to, kind of just illustrate. Maybe if we did some more creative, we can kind of get to that listing price. Because I'm pretty sure you're not gonna buy it at listed price.
yeah.
Yeah. So, cool.
Okay. And she did tell me. I send you the address for Grand Prairie. She did tell me that. I mean, it looks clean,
Hmm.
but she told me there was like a small foundation issue, and then when they got a bid, she told me it was like $5,000. So I'm not sure if I need to walk it first before I lock it up because of that issue,
I mean,
or
I would ask for the bid statement. Do they do like a report on it or anything?
no, I should have asked
Okay.
that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, if foundation issue is not going to be a big breaker, unless it's like a big foundation issue and something
Yeah.
you have to kind of dig into, it is like a red flag because it's like one of the 5 red flags. And what I mean by that, guys, is like foundation, electricity, plumbing, what is HVAC, and roof. Those are like the 5 big ticket things that you kind of want to watch out for. You want to take more consideration whenever you're doing your due diligence
Okay.
and inspecting the property. So if you hear any of those things, make sure you get an inspection done or whatever you need to do. Get the right people out there to check it to see what you need to do to fix the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I'm getting
I would suggest getting maybe an inspector out there to kind of do that, or maybe like what they did a foundation guy to kind of give you a quote to see what they feel like it's going to be as well on your side. Because I mean
okay.
those are free, you know. Um,
Right. Right.
and if you want to, sometimes like the initiative or to give the people initiative, you can kind of pay them just to kind of walk in and give you like a true estimate. I heard of some people doing that, but from what I know or from what I heard, is I haven't had to call a foundation personnel, but they usually do an inspection or do like quotes for free. They go out there, see what it would be, and they'll kind of do their bid and see what the best thing is.
Okay. And you said you usually just pay them a little bit just to get that estimate.
Well, it depends. So some people do that just to create that initiative to do like give me like a good quote to because I want you to do the job or I want
Mhm.
you to come out here and give me like a good looking quote to be. I guess it's a thing of good faith. Is kind of what they do it as. You don't have to because a lot of times they just come out there anyway because they want the business. That's what they do.
Right.
So they'll come out there, do a free quote, say this is what our bid is to do this job. You got to make sure that you kind of ask about, it's always something you got to make sure, like if it's going to be like, if anything else happens, like what else do you kind of charge for that? Or if there's any upsell or stuff like that, like am I liable for this or that? Are you guys licensed and all that kind of stuff you kind of want to ask.
Okay.
Also, I mean, even with that, a lot of times, I mean, you want to, and I hate to say it this way because it depends because licensed people you have to pay more, right? And a lot of times, just like agents ourselves, we don't know everything. Even though
Yeah.
people give us this pedestal that we know everything that you should hire us to represent you to buy your house. The same things go with licensed professionals when it comes to construction. Like a licensed electrician still messes up. A lot of times they mess up more than people that are unlicensed. And so I take that with a grain of salt. I mean, a lot of times I preferably would want somebody, unlicensed just because they're more affordable, rather than somebody's licensed because there'll be a whole bunch of the only thing it kind of saves you as far as legal stuff, and you can hold them by their license and stuff like that. But if it's a job that just needs to get done, I mean, I would just stay on top of them. So that's your own
Yeah.
preference, as far as who you kind of take out there to do what you need to do. But that's just my side of it.
No, I
Um,
appreciate the advice. I really do
yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
Especially since I've never been a landlord. This is it's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, if that agent is open to having a conversation, um, that'd be dope. Actually, so give me 1 second. I have a guest coming on. Actually, maybe, hopefully, and I'm a surprise. Hey, are you on this? Yeah, yeah. Just go to the yeah. Give me 1 second. All right. So I do have a guest coming on that's going to talk about their experience in real estate and their journey as an investor, but I'm not going to announce them yet because if they don't come, I don't want that. Not. yeah,
How are you? No,
yeah,
and
yeah. I don't want that to
he's
be a.
ready to. He said he's ready to call. I'm not sure if you want to do
Okay,
that.
perfect. That's even better. So they can do this and give them time to hop on.
Mhm.
Cool. Did you want to call them, or did you? But you can go ahead and take the call and just kind of break it down. Um, how creative would even work. You said the last conversation you guys had said the seller may not be opposed of it, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and it was the first call. I've already um, opened a little bit about creative, and he
Hmm.
wasn't opposed to it.
Okay.
Um,
So
but
this call is kind of like, hey, this is, Victor following up, and I wanted to, touch bases with you and your seller. Maybe we can kind of talk about what creative would look like and how everything would kind of work out. You got a few minutes, and kind of just break down. The like make sure you hit the first points and say like we're looking to doing it at the asking price, and making sure you get paid from my side so I didn't have to worry about that, and kind of just work from that point on. Like, what are they looking at? Do you yeah, I mean, at that point just kind of open up and just if you feel comfortable with that.
okay, okay.
I
And then
think you can
I'm a
do it.
double check guy. So
Yeah,
first thing
I
I
think
say is that,
you'll
hey, I
do
just wanted to follow up with you. Just wanted to see if your seller was still open to doing something more creative.
it. Hmm.
Um, that way, I can pay the asking price, and I can just take I can take care of your commission on my side.
Yeah,
Nice.
cool. Let's see it happen, my man.
This is Rob.
Hey, Rob, this is Victor again. How's it going?
Going all right?
Hey, so I spoke with you yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think with Arlington. Not sure if you remember.
Last week.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, you were gonna send me some type of proposal.
Um, I called you Monday, but I'm pretty sure you got somebody mixed up. But hey, I just wanted to give you a call back and see if your seller was still doing something more creative. That way, I can pay his asking price, and I can take care of your commission on my side.
Right, that's what you told me that, and you said you were going to send me over some type of proposal.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Well, for me to do something creative, is there a mortgage on the house, like, or anything?
I'm pretty sure he's liquid. I think
Oh,
he's
free and
right.
clear. Okay. So the way that how it would work is, Do you know what kind of down payment he's looking for? What kind of terms?
So I'm not like being
Mm.
mean, but he's not doing owner financing. But if you want me to make a proposal to him, I will. That's what I'm saying is I'm not going to bring him a hypothetical, hey, what would you want to do and have him figure it out. If you want to make an offer, I'm totally good with taking the offer to him and saying, hey, this is if we want to owner finance what we can do.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you need to like bring it to me. I'm not going to do the work on it.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not like mad or anything. I'm just like, give me a proposal. I mean, I have people all the time come to me and say, well, what do you want for a property that I don't have for sale? I'm like, you make me an offer if I don't have it for sale. Right? I mean, if I'm the one instigating it, I have to make the proposal. But I'm not instigating this offer, so right now it's on the market, or not owner financed.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. No, I understand. Let me get back with my partner, and I'll give you a call back in a little bit. All right.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Thanks. Bye. Dang.
All right, cool. So yeah, he's just looking for an offer. And yeah, at that point, it just sending something over that's tangible so they can see it. I mean, that was really nothing wrong. That was fine. He's just looking for an offer. And it looks like he's expecting one. He hasn't got any traction or anything on the sale. I don't know how long that one's been. How long is that one?
Let me tell you.
A little over 80 days, 85 days.
Yep.
So yeah, so in that case, yeah. So I mean, that's no problem. He's looking for an offer to kind of pitch to a seller. I mean, it sounds like the seller may be open to it, so he just got to see it and see if it interests him to do something like that. And then from that point, you're just working the numbers. At that point, if he's open to it and he rebuttals back at something, then you kind of got him at that point. You just kind of go back and forth with the numbers. Which one's going to best fit you? How much can you give him to kind of get back what you want this way, and work things out that way. Figure out what he's really looking for. Once you kind of go through that back and forth, like once you send that first initial one, whatever it's going to be, you can kind of, whenever he sends you back, then you can kind of get an idea of what he's actually looking for. If it was cash flow more, if it was more down payment to secure yourself against the loan, if it's maybe he wants some interest because he's not really worried about whatever it is, or he's just worried about capital gains because it's paid off. It was actually a lot in that conversation that you can kind of get from it. So I think it was pretty good.
I thought I face planted.
No, it was a lot of like nuances that you can kind of pick up from what the agent is just, I feel like he's probably done with it. He wants to get it done with. It sounds like the seller's open to whatever it is. He'll present whatever kind of offer it is. So a lot of agents won't even present, which is not, they can't do that. But a lot of agents won't even present your offer to their seller.
They're tired of it.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, he seems like he's just ready to get the ball rolling. It's just like the ball's in your court right now. We're writing the LOI or getting something tangible so they can read and get the ball rolling as far as the negotiation and what needs to be said and what needs to be done to kind of make everybody happy. So that's no problem at all.
And I remember the pictures were an issue, right?
What was that?
The pictures.
Yes, the pictures. I mean, I was curious if they're updated, but I mean, they're not updated pictures, obviously, because they're from like a whole year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a whole year. It was like January 15th, I think, of 2021. So that's 2 years ago. If not, that's 2 years ago. So that's 2 years ago pictures. So I mean, they had tenants in there and they just moved out. So I would need like fresh pictures on like what's the situation looking like and stuff like that. Just see how much work is gonna be needed to put back in. Because it could be crazy right now. And I don't know why he put those old pictures on there. But either way.
What
was that?
What should I text him? Like, how much work does it need? Or
I would just say I'm looking online. Is Privy different pictures? Or is Privy the same thing?
Let me look up the address.
Yeah, see that because maybe MLS or one of those have better pictures, that are more up to date pictures than Zillow.
Okay, let's see.
But let me see.
MLS. I'm looking through MLS. Wait.
No, you're fine.
No, they're the same. They're the exact
They're the
same.
same. So yeah, I would say, you know, I noticed on the pictures were a little bit outdated from like 2 years ago. Is there any way I can get updated pictures, or is it just because the tenants are in there, so you're not able to get, you know, new pictures? Just so I can get an idea how much work I need to put into it to, you know, kind of get it back up to speed. You can just say it like that. Just
Okay.
text it over, and he may say like no, or he may tell you because the tenants are still in there, so we haven't got recent pictures, or I'll try to get it for you, or whatever the case is. And you can say my partner needs it. You don't have to put it on yourself.
Okay. Okay. So my partner needs the pictures.
Yeah. So my partner is asking about the pictures. The ones on the online are 2 years old, and he just wants to get an idea of like what kind of work he needs to put into it.
Asking about the pictures he saw online. They are about 2 years old. He just wants an idea
Yeah.
of how much work.
Uh,
And then the Grand Prairie, I haven't threw in the Creative Spark. And I talked to the realtor, and the seller just really firm on the price.
mhm.
And I know it being on the market for a while that they got their fair share of cash. So I know the cash won't work. I mean, I have the offer ready. What should I do next?
Did you send it to him?
No.
Okay. So you have the offer ready to send to the agent. Oops. My
Okay.
bad. Did you have the offer to send to the agent as a cash offer?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what I actually will do is I'm actually gonna get Wendy on here for a second. Give me 1 second.
Nice.
Wendy, if you're on here and I'm pretty sure you can hear me, go ahead and I'm gonna put a link in the chat. If you can click that link and kind of sign in through there, I'm gonna add you to this. Wendy is an agent in DFW. So she helps out all the time putting in offers. It's been an agent in DFW for about 20 years, and so she knows this market like the back of her hand. So awesome. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Victor left. Oh, it's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get Wendy on here. Um, she's also my partner in all of this. Also my first mentor into real estate. Um, and I'm gonna try to get her on this real quick. Let me give her a call. She texted me and said that she's on here. Yeah, did you log on to the did you log on to that link I put in the chat? Okay. Did you do it? Okay, you see yourself. So yeah, enter the studio. Yeah. There we go. Gotcha. Perfect. All right.
Guys.
Cool. So there's Wendy. And also the kicker, she's my mom also, if you guys didn't know her already. So she's my mother, my mentor, my partner, my everything. So and she's been in the game for a long time. So also so Victor also has a deal. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
He has a cash offer that he's looking to put in. So Wendy can help with that. She's an agent. So she can write up the contract, she can send it over to the agent, you know, negotiate for you. If you're a wholesaler and you're just looking to throw cash offers at agents, that's your lady to go to. So just all you have to send her is your buyer LLC name, or if you're buying under your name, your email number. Actually, go ahead and tell them everything they would need. Go ahead. Tell them everything they probably need.
Yeah. So guys, the only thing you need to do is to make an offer. Just go ahead and email me, and Damien will give out my email address. Right. So it's just like doing a regular contract. I'm going to look it over. I'm going to talk to you about it, see if we see anything that you missed. So what I need is your LLC. And is this getting feedback? Am I?
Yeah. So are you on two different screens?
Probably so.
So take me off of one and then only do the Facebook one. I mean not Facebook, the iPad one.
Okay.
So take me off your. I think you have your laptop over there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take me off your laptop and then just do your iPad. I didn't know you. When did you get a new laptop?
I haven't yet.
You haven't yet.
No. Okay. Can you hear me?
Well, you took off the screen. Whatever button you just pushed, yeah, there you go. Oh, okay. Well, she left. You have to you have to sign back in. Go back to that link here. I'll put it in the chat again. What's up, my man? Uh, uh, this is Wendy's email. If you need to reach out about any deals, hopefully she'll hop back on and figure that out. But yeah, so she'll need you'll need your buyer's name, LLC, whatever you're buying under. You need your email, your I don't know if it's the address. I'll let her figure that out too. But you need your email, your number, your asking price, your buying price, your purchase price, EMD, closing date. What else? Inspection period. There she goes.
All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. All right.
Okay, cool.
So when you're doing this, just go ahead and send me your LLC. Then send me all the details according to the cash offer or creative financing that you guys are doing. And then I will go over it with you before we put everything in, just to make sure you haven't missed anything or skipped anything. And at that point, I like to get it over to the agent as quickly as possible, because we have very short spans when we've got a lot of people calling us, or we've got listings or showings or things of that nature. And I kind of stay with them until they give me a yes or a no, or where do we need to be at. So we want to make this like a 1 to 2 day, and that's it, and get it going. Because once we can lock it in before anybody else, that's better for you.
Yeah. And so Wendy is doing, it's weird saying Wendy because she's my mom, but just addressing her. She also is also working on TCing. So she's working on, and what I mean by TCing is transactional coordinating. So she's going to facilitate the contract from point A, from you negotiating with the seller to writing that contract and making sure it gets all the way through title and all the way to plan B to the buyers, make sure it gets closed on time. She's with you all the way through the steps. So she's just holding your hand throughout the whole thing. Taking that load off you.
Keep you guys informed. So everything that I get from title, you'll know about title. So all the way through the process, you'll never have to be like, well, where's this, or what are they talking about? They just call me and ask me for something. I'm going to be there to take care of all of that for you, to help guide you so that we can get the deal closed as soon as possible.
Yep. And like I said, she's been an agent for 20 years. So I think she's done a couple contracts. And she had me do a couple contracts growing up. So yeah, I know she knows that like the back of her hand. So I also want to talk about just how you feel about, you getting into real estate. What have you been doing in real estate? Because you have, a lot of experience in this industry, and also how you're transitioning in this market now, especially with the outlook, because you haven't done per se investing or took it on full head on as an investor until recently. So how's that all been going as well?
So it's been going pretty great. And being an agent, I know that a lot of investors, when they start out, are anxious or maybe nervous about talking to an agent. But if you would just get on the call and, study the property that you're looking at, know what it's all about, and then just call them up and say, hey, I'm looking at, hey, Jerry, I'm looking at 4806. I know that's been sitting on the market for about 4 months. What's going on with that? Jerry is going to actually start giving you, hey, here's what's this, here's what's that. But when you come on and say, hey, I'm an investor, you start off with that, sometimes it can go south very quickly. So just get on as if, hey, I've studied this house. I kind of know this house. I'm really interested in the house. What's going on with it? Well, the buyer doesn't want to, the seller doesn't want to do this, but now he's anxious or whatever. And then just go into those questions. Go into those questions because normally agents should know what's going on because they want to get paid. And you know that commission is always the way to get a agent to hear you out.
Yeah, and
So-
you being an agent yourself, how do you feel about this? The way the market is going now?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm asking you. Like, so you being an agent, majority of your real estate career, how do you feel about the market now?
The market now, it has not dropped in the way that it's going to drop. I figure this is going to be about March or April because foreclosures are coming. And I think they gave a lot of people relief for the holidays, but now the holidays are over. And these foreclosures are coming. They are coming. But I haven't seen the market drop like it should be dropping. But I think we'll start seeing that by March or April. And remember, that's tax time too. So it's going to be a lot of people out here looking for seller finance, looking to buy a home because now it's cheaper and they can afford it. So all those guys have missed out the 2 years where houses were up to 70, 80,000 over asking price. That's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking to buy. And I will definitely be out there looking at the listings.
Okay. And so, and so, like I said, you being mainly an agent at first, and now transitioning to more the investor type agent. So nowadays, or I guess if you were Wendy, like a little bit beforehand, before you knew about investing or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
if an agent reached out to you and was like, no, doing what we're doing right now, agent outreach, calling about investor, calling you about a property. What's your initial, conversation, or like when you hear an investor, like what's your
Absolutely not. They're not interested. Absolutely not.
And why
all
is
you
that?
have to do is come back with, well, we've got a creative way of financing.
No. Just I want to stay right there with that. So as an agent, like why are you that way initially, like off top?
You're trying to take my seller's house. No, we're not giving it for cheap. No.
Yeah. And why? Where did that stigma come from?
The stigma came from basically that's how investors were. They were cut to the throat. And now investors know a better way to speak to agents or sellers, and they've come a long way in the 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they didn't teach us anything like this in real estate school.
And guys, here's one thing, Damien, if I can just interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
There is always, remember this, guys, when they say that to you, we are bound by ethics that we must take every offer to the seller. It is not our job to tell you no. We would still have to take it to the seller. And even with me being an agent of 20 years, I will call somebody and say, hey, why don't we do this, this, and this? They're not going for it. I said, how do you know? You didn't even talk to them. And then they'll wait 20 minutes and call me back. I did talk to them. They didn't really talk to them, but that sort of thing. But understand this, every offer you offer, it has to be taken to the seller.
Mm-hmm.
Bound by ethics here at Trek. So
that's everywhere.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Instead of saying no, would you at least do it? Because I do know that every offer has to go to the seller. Would you please, and if you guys are using me, we're going to get it in front of the seller.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
exactly.
what it is.
And so you've dealt with, you've had overhead over a lot of agents.
Yeah. So I was over 350 agents in Dallas. And what it did for me, helping those guys, was it made me want to get back in the game instead of being a supervisor for them. I was still an agent, but I was just over 350 people. And when you're over 350 people, good luck with getting a listing or a buyer, deal, because I didn't really want to do that anymore. But what it headed me to was investing, because when I first got in the game, I was going to be an investor. And I found this family, bought them a home. They were so grateful. And then I thought, I'm a real estate agent. And So I'm definitely all about investing now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. So I mean, Victor did have a question out here. If you see that right there.
Uh-huh.
Can I step on?
Why is there a huge spike in foreclosures? Here's what happened. COVID came 2019. So 2020, 2021, what they did was they gave homeowners a break. And it was this program that they could sign up for where they could, have their payments going to the back end of their mortgage because so many people were out of work, losing work, or cut hours. So when they did that, these families should have been saving money, but they just used it as, well, we don't have to pay right now. And so again, anything you do like that, it's going to come back on you. So now you're 6 and 7 months behind. And what did you think they were going to do? Just let that go on forever? They were not. So that's gone. That memorandum is gone. That's why we are going to see so many foreclosures. And just because we're not seeing them right now, again, I think it gave them a little bit of relaxed room to let these guys try to make it. And some are taking out their 401k to do it or whatever. But it is a tremendous. I'm not for sure if you guys go on the foreclosure list, but lots of homes are getting sold every Tuesday of the the second week. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got through these. Awesome, cool. We may hop on that too. I'm not sure. Is it Alfie? Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. But no, so no, that's great. Exactly what I think is going on, especially nowadays with the recession going on, price of inflation going up at the same time of all this happening. It's just not helping anybody because now they're just getting priced out whenever they need to, kind of move on to that next step. They're not able to afford other housing and stuff like that. So even if somebody did want to sell right now or needed to sell, they don't want to because, I mean, if they needed to find somewhere else, rents are already high. And at the same time, they're getting priced out where they can even buy a house and people need somewhere to stay. It's a necessity. So, so I feel like you're gonna see a lot of pre-foreclosures, whether they can afford it or not. They're gonna try to hang on to it as long as we're dealing with one right now. And they're just trying to hang on to it as long as they can. And is the only thing we can do as investors is give them the best advice that we feel comfortable enough with them doing. And it's not always about buying their house. Sometimes it's really just, giving them the help of, other resources of, I don't know all the programs, but there's other programs they can use as far as grants. I think that's the one we're kind of using right now. Other grant programs that are relieving them for, having behind on payments due to whatever case. So make sure you're in the seller's best interest. And 9 times out of 10, whenever they're back on their feet and ready to sell the property, they'll come back to you and you'll be the one to buy it. So
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So I think Victor was here. He wanted to ask you about writing an offer for him. So you want to gonna let him know what kind of information he'll need?
Yeah. So Victor, here's.
Oh,
Hello?
I think you went on mute.
Me? Or
No,
when?
Ma, I think you went on mute. Hello? Yep, she is not. Can you hear me? I think you're muted. All right, make sure nothing's blocking the volume thing. There you go. I think that's better. Or is that you, Victor? Every time. I don't know. All right, say something. No. Well, wow. I don't know what happened there. Good question though. That was you that said that, Victor. Try say something down. I may just kick you out, and then you have to add yourself back in. And maybe we can work it out that way. Yeah, I don't know what you got going on. Yeah, I'm gonna kick you out, and I'm gonna add you back in. Okay. All right. Can you hear me? All right. Well, yeah, we still can't hear you.
Is she connected to headphones or Bluetooth?
No, I don't think so. Here, Victor, let me remove you for a second and see that's what did it. Hello? All right, say something now. Yeah, no, I still can't hear you. I'm gonna kick you out of it, and then just come back in, after I kick you out. Or if you can leave the studio, and then come back in, maybe I'll reset everything, and then you can come back in. But Victor,
Yes.
trying to make sure I unmute her. She's muted too. Can't unmute your
Oh,
guest.
she said it says she's on mute.
Oh, it says your mic is not connected.
Yeah, because by her name it says the microphone.
Yeah, your mic is muted.
Should have to go to, I guess, settings.
That's all.
Audio.
Do you have a laptop? Give me a thumbs up if you have a laptop. All right. So, so what are some questions you would have for her, and maybe we can get that if we get her back in and everything like that. And
Well,
I can always answer it for her too.
how to present a cash offer to an agent?
So typically, what she'll do is she'll probably use the contract. Let's see if she's back. It looks like she might be back.
Can y'all
Is
hear
that
me?
good?
Okay,
There
great.
you
There you are. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so your LLC, all the terms to the contract that you want in there, pay special heed to what he has in MLS as far as the close date. Let me know if you want to stray from that. Let me know about the option period, very, very important. And of course, there's an option fee and there is a earnest fee. Remember that your option fee is always at risk if you don't go through with the deal. And I'll always explain that as soon as I write the contract, you and I will go over it so that you understand everything that I have in there.
Okay.
And also, we'll also put in special provisions that is assignable in case you're a wholesaler, okay? And you need to find that buyer, or you already have a buyer, or whatever it is.
And you would probably know more than me, but isn't Texas automatically already assignable unless you tell them no on there?
No, you have to put it in there.
You have to put it in there? Okay.
Yeah, you have
You
to put
also
it.
have to disclose with the listing agent you're going to assign it.
I'm sorry, do what, one more time?
Do you have to disclose with the listing agent do you have to tell her that it has to be assignable?
Yeah, so that's what I would do I would do that immediately. Because sometimes it's going to take you a day or two to find the buyer because they're going to want to go out there and see it.
Of course.
They're going to want to go out there and see it. And I want you to have a buyer like the first or second day that is ready to get out there and see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way it gives you that time. And $100 option fee is fine. $50 is fine. Normally, which is not up to an agent, but an agent is always going to call back and say, that's not enough option money. You know, but I would start with 50 and then we may do 100, you know. But you definitely want to just be on top of everything before you make the offer to make sure something that is the end buyer is like, yeah, I want that. Yeah, let's get it done. I just need to see inside of it because they do.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, an option fee, earnest money and option fee are two different things, right?
They're two different things. So the option fee allows you to have 5 days or 3 days or 7 days to go and see that property. And I would never put 10 because it's a cash offer. And so the shorter, always think about this, the shorter the option period, the better chance you have of getting that property. Okay. So let's just say you gave them $50 and then 5 days later you can find a buyer or the buyer hated it and you need to get out of the contract. That's fine. The only thing we lost is $50. The earnest money has got to be put in at the same time as the option period, guys. So option and earnest is put in on the 3rd day. Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That has to be at the title company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So remember that, count the weekends. So Sunday would be the day, but it's Monday until they open.
Mhm.
And so me and we both had like kind of a heated discussion about this topic. Is the
Uh-huh.
fact that earnest money and option fee.
Yes,
They're definitely two different things.
two different.
And in Texas, and I think it's in North Carolina is the other state that does this. That they have it inside their contract, their state contract, right? And so, what I feel like a lot of people are asking now is that you have to put in option fee, which to me you don't. There's no need to put an option fee. It's just a thing to reassure that you're in good faith and you're putting money towards it and take you seriously. That's what I see it as. And I feel like everything in the contract is negotiable. Now, because you've been around the contract forever, and
Yeah.
so you're like to you like option fee is non-negotiable. Like from what
Yeah,
you're,
and guys, here's where yeah, Damien does feel that way, and I can see, and he's absolutely right. Everything's negotiable in a contract because it's not about the two agents; it's about the buyer and the seller. And if they agree, we stay out of it. Okay, so you can put 0, but you're trying to get past the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper feel like he ain't got nothing. He's wasting my time. I'm not going for this, and he's telling the seller he won't even give an option fee.
yeah,
We
and I
just
feel
got
like
sellers like that, and that's the way it
yeah,
is.
I feel like they're just entitled. They're
They
entitled
fall with
because
it.
it's in
Like,
Texas. Because if we're in a whole different state, they wouldn't know anything about an option fee.
yeah,
So I
exactly.
think
But
it's just Texas
that
is
is the way of
entitled.
Texas, and it is what it is. And I guarantee you, I have no standstill of you putting 0 on option period. Just know that we're trying to get it past the gatekeeper.
Yeah,
So again, all my offers will be delivered, and I will make sure of it. Y'all got to come back and tell me something, because we still probably got some negotiation room where I can call you and say, hey, they're willing to do this and this if you do that.
exactly. Give and take. That's all it is. And
Yeah, it's not
so
just a yes or a no. I mean, hey, is there any room in there where we can work at? I'm going to be fighting on you guys' behalf, because once we see a good deal, man, we want to get it locked up immediately.
yeah. Okay. And so, Victor, what other kind of questions did you have, maybe towards an agent, that about putting out your offer? Because you said mainly just presenting your offer. That's definitely the way to do it. More kind of discreetly, you hands off is working with an agent. So, is there any kind of questions you have for Wendy?
Um, that's really the main question, just presenting an offer.
Okay.
So Victor, let me ask you this. I caught half of what you were saying on the phone to the agent. Was that your first time talking to them?
That was the second time.
Second time, okay. Okay,
Mhm.
great. So how do you feel about talking to agents? Are you more comfortable with that now?
I'm still getting the gist of it, but yeah, I'd say I'm still getting just
Yeah.
trying
And
to get comfortable.
so guys, here's my best advice. When you're calling an agent, act like you are the end buyer. Think of the things that an end buyer would say, hey, Victor, make sure you ask about the photos. Are these relatively new? Also, why is he selling? And what's taking so long? And all of those things that I know you probably already said to him. But just look at it like you are about to buy it, because you want to be that same person that you're going to that end buyer, and you want to say all the things that I want to know before I buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, Victor. Was that all your questions on that too?
No. Yes, actually, that's all the questions. But thank
Okay.
you for the answer,
All right,
Wendy.
cool. I appreciate it, my man. Good seeing you.
Also, what was I gonna say? No, that's all. That's everything I had.
Okay.
All right, my man. I see you soon, my man.
All right. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Damien.
You're welcome.
All right, and real quick with you, I think maybe something's wrong with the way maybe you're positioning the iPad. That it's kind of creating some static. I don't know if it's just me or if everybody else, but do you want to go ahead and answer this question for Kayla? So Kayla is the one we met at the meetup on Saturday.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So
Hey.
and so she has this question. If you want to answer,
Okay. Do you guys ever negotiate earnest money after what?
after inspection period.
No. because your earnest money you can always get back. If you, let's just say that you have an inspection and you got 5 days, you went and got the inspection on the second day.
And let me pause you real quick. There is some static. I don't know what's kind of causing. Are you near something else?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But y'all hear
Um,
static?
Yeah, whenever you say something, it's a little bit of static, but go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe the area you're in. If you need to go closer to the Wi-Fi, maybe, or I'm not really sure. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, finish what you're saying.
Okay, okay. Hang on. All right, can y'all hear me a little bit better?
Yeah, it's still static, but go ahead. We can hear you though.
Okay, so what I say when it comes to earnest money, gosh, you never need to negotiate earnest money. As long as you watch your option period, that's it. Option period gives you a way in. You have to give something to get something, okay? So the option period is your way in to do your inspection, bring your buyer out, show him, do whatever. The earnest money is a safekeeping. When that 5 days of option is over and y'all guys feel, hey, we don't want it, on that 5th day before 2 o'clock, call your agent and say, we're out. So your earnest money is never at a loss.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, earnest money, once earnest money is kind of set, it's basically the ticking time bomb until your inspection period is over. So once that inspection period is over, your earnest money is already hard. So there's really no negotiating at that point.
Yeah. What you want to do is get your inspection the first or second day or third day, and then y'all need to talk. And if we need to revise the contract because we found this, this, and this, we'll go ahead and do that. And if each party signed, fine. Now he's getting the foundation done, and we've already signed off on that. And now we're back at, hey, just going forward. Your earnest money is going to be part of the end money that you're putting down toward the purchase of the house.
Yeah. So so if you want to definitely try to negotiate that beforehand, before the inspection period ends, or and if you need to negotiate just extending that inspection period out a little bit longer, and so your earnest money doesn't go hard.
Yeah, very true, very true. So earnest money is always, guys, you got to protect your buyer's earnest money at all points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Next question is this one. Because we actually do dabble in this as well. So
Gator lending is bites and chunks. When wholesalers get in the market, they normally don't have any money for earnest or option, and they need to borrow that from somebody. So our community, Pace Morby, came up with Gator lending, and he had been doing this for years, just in his contracting business. And this is where a contractor would come up to him and say, hey, I got a paint job. I need the buyer. I need to get some painters in here. If you'll give me half the money that I need to pay them now, I'll give you $2,500, once our check come in for the job. Yeah. So what that is, it's just a way where wholesalers are not just out there spinning their wheels because you don't have the money. You got to have the money. And sure, the buyer is going to reimburse you, but you got to have that money right then and there, or they're going to move on to another investor or another wholesaler.
Yeah. So the earnest money deposit, the earnest money deposit is basically your timestamp, like this property is mine, like no one else can. It's your validation to say this contract is at escrow, has earnest money tied to it. No one else can put a contract in it. They technically can, but not legally. So that solidifies you as that buyer at that point. And yeah. So Wendy is a baller, so she didn't have to worry about having a Gator lender fund her EMDs on her projects and stuff like that. But me, I started off with no money, so I needed a Gator lender to fund my deals or to fund my transitional lending and stuff like that. So in the beginning, for me, absolutely, yes, I use Gator lenders. And so what happened with that is I would go in and ask somebody in the Gator lending community and say, I I have this, I have this deal and these 3,000 EMD to kind of get stamped and put in escrow. That way I can actually send that to the title company, have that listed. And so whenever I do sell it, if I make like a $10,000 assignment fee on it, I have to make sure I give them back their 3,000. Well, the 3,000 getting paid back by the buyer that buys it. So that EMD is putting down to replace them, and then they usually want like probably another $1,500 or $2,000 on top of that. So out of my assignment for 10,000, I would give them about 2,000 out of it. So I really make $8,000. Now the reason I would do that is because I'm no money into the deal at all. I had the Gator lender fund it. I had it all go all the way through title. The buyer replaced my Gator lender, and then I'm just paying them a little bit of what I would have made anyway. So I'm really no money into it. So that's how you really kind of get into the whole wholesaling deal with no money out of your pocket, because I'm leveraging other people's money the whole way through. And so personally, that's the way I had to start. And so Wendy would Gator lend on my properties. And also another way you can kind of get yourself into deals is if you know people like Wendy or other people that Gator lend money that's looking to put their money on transitional lending for about 30 days or so. You can be that person, say, hey, you need this deal funded? I know somebody. I'm gonna put myself into the deal. I'm gonna say, hey, look, I got the money to do it. You really don't got the money, but I got the resources. So I got the money to do it. I'm gonna let this person know, put their money into the deal, and then on the back end, make sure they get paid, and then I split whatever they get paid anyways. So you can still get paid even if you're nowhere near the deal. All you're doing is funding someone else's deal with someone else's money. So that's another way you can get funded without even being a Gator lender. So that's just thinking more outside the box of how to leverage Gator lenders and leverage other people's resources and money and stuff like that. I also did that too, so that was kind of dope. So that was a really good question. Let's see what this is. In the beginning, I think we overpaid on our option periods. So we're trying to use less money as possible. Learn something new today that you can start off with 50. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would start off with 50 every single time.
Yeah.
Then I would make my offer so great. You definitely want to look at it.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And wait a minute, I didn't know that was possible. Yeah, so that terminology is Pace coined that as so there's Gator lending and there's Gator wrestling. And so Gator wrestling is when you bring over another Gator just to fund someone else's deal. And since you bring in that resource to their deal, you're still getting paid from it too. And that means you're like really no money into it, like not your deal, not your money. And it's just that's a great way you can make that a business, honestly. Just tell people to bring you their deals that need funding for it, and then leverage all the people that that have Gator lending and not even touch your own money. Take their money and put it into those people's deals and just make sure they get back the return they want, and you get some money off of it too. That's a whole business you can do.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a connection that makes you money. That's
Yeah,
it.
easily. I mean, we might start doing that. I don't know. I mean, I really want to do that during the first and second quarter of last year, because deals were just flying. Like the deals were just flying. So if I were able to say wholesalers just needed money, wholesalers just need EMD just to lock things up and just get it going. Like if I knew that back then, I would have just said, hey, bring me all your leads, I'll fund them. And once they get funded, I'm gonna take a piece of whatever you giving them, and that's a business right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Cool. Last question. Does all of that go through escrow Gator process? Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. The money is never given to you. It's given to the title company of where that contract is.
Always. We're actually dealing with that. We dealt with that just like yesterday, whatever the case was. By the way, that's closing tomorrow. I don't know if Keaton told you.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah, they got title today, so it should be closing tomorrow.
Okay,
but
great.
they're in a whole situation where they were asking us to send earnest money to them instead of title. We were like, whoa. We don't do that. Like, I don't know who else does that. And we had a whole thing with them about, you always send money. No money goes directly to the seller. Like, you always send things to a third-party escrow agent, a title company, whatever you call it, whatever state you're in. You always go to the title company. I know some people that don't do it, but yeah, I wasn't raised that way.
So guys, and here's the reason that you don't do it. You don't sit up there and carelessly have a buyer with money that you sent to the seller that you should have sent to title. And the reason being, especially if you get a Gator lender, they're going to automatically send it to title. If the seller wants it, they can tell the title company, once you get that money, send it over to me. They can do that. But as far as they coming to you and saying, hey, get this over to ABC wholesalers, because they're the ones wholesaling it, you don't do that. Nuh-uh. Everything goes through title.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, those are all really good questions. So I mean, that don't have to be the last one either. You always come with really good. That was a good like arrangement of questions. So cool. Why have you always ask everybody that comes on, what are your goals for this year? That's to me to you.
Oh, okay. What is the goals this year?
Yeah, what are your goals
Oh,
this year?
this year. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I want to get as many houses as possible this year. I want to
Put a number on
get
it.
as many
Put a
houses as
number on it.
possible.
What's a
But,
number?
and here's the thing, guys, when we say that, I went through a foreclosure at the age of 20. It wasn't even my house. It was my mom's house. But I got the blunt end of it because guess what? My name was on the house. So I learned in my 20s that, oh my God, this is an awful deal. You lose the house and you lose your credit. So I have a lot of a lot of emotions, and I know how people feel when they are getting foreclosed on. So you got to make sure that you're not just out there about the money. And Pace say this all the time. You got to be out there trying to solve people's problems. And if you ask the right questions, then you'll be at a point where you can solve their problems rather than, hey, we want to do creative financing, or I'm going to give you a cash offer or whatever. With foreclosures, it is so much more than a sale to them. They're losing their house and they're up to lose their credit too. So with those, I treat that with a kind of silver spoon because I know that sometimes it's anger, it's frustration. They've had so many calls of people telling them, hey, how about selling your house for $170? You good? And what you should be doing is always trying to solve a problem for that particular client.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's what you're almost like, that's what your specialty is, would you say, as far as dealing with those type of sellers? So if you guys have any sellers that are going through pre-foreclosure that don't really know like how to per se help them, but you want to, kind of get some information on, how to handle the whole situation, Wendy is one of your best resources you can go, especially in the DFW area. She's dealing with a lot of those. And like I said, we're dealing with one of those now that she's handling. And so she does a lot of, off market pre-foreclosure type of deals, and helping those sellers out. And there are a lot of times that like the one you're dealing with is the one that you sold the house to. You sold them the house.
Yeah, I got a client that was going through foreclosure, plus he wanted to divorce his wife or whatever. And it was great at the time because they could have, got into that phase where everybody was paying over asking price.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I said, well, you guys can do a modification. They did the modification and they got it, which was great. And they were happy. And so the next month, and understand that when they do a modification, the mortgages will go up for them, 5% up for them, having to do that. So they did that. And first month came along, they didn't pay it. So they went in default again. So, sometimes you just got to kind of help them through it. But here's the thing. I just get repeat customers because I've been in the business for so long. And this was just one of them that is going through foreclosure. Now, in the very end, with all the help I gave them, they may still end up in foreclosure. Because it seemed like they just want to keep getting saved by the bell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to work for too much longer. So,
yeah.
So
that's important to touch on because, everybody can't be saved. And I feel like a lot of us hold ourselves accountable for not being able to help somebody else out in that situation, whether we don't know enough, whether, they're really just digging themselves really far in a hole. I had to deal with that. I think I talked about it briefly where that lady had me on the phone for, I think it was like 2 to 3 hours outside of her own house. She wouldn't even let me in the house. she had me on the phone talking about her pre-foreclosure situation, and she wouldn't let me in the house to talk about it. And she really was just, it was a point of her really just digging herself further in the hole about the whole situation. And so it's some of those people you just can't help. And I had to like, I was down on myself because I felt like I just didn't know enough, or I didn't bring enough resources to the table to really help her out in the situation. She ended up getting foreclosed on, but I tried to help her. She didn't want any help and stuff like that. So you can't put all that weight on your shoulders. So some people just, you gotta keep going and do the best you can and yeah, move on. So
Yeah, and
um,
sometimes, guys, it's not even about you. They can be in such depression about the entire situation,
yeah.
or having, something's going to save me at the very end. There's nothing that's going to save you unless you do something.
hmm I've been there. Definitely been there. Cool. So to wrap up, I'm not going to do it this long, because I was already late to it because I was showing those doing that property and whatnot. But what's something I'm gonna start off something new, but what's something you learned new, I guess this week or today in real estate that like you feel like, oh, I didn't know about this. This is you again.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is me.
This is you. This is me and you right now.
Oh, what is new in real estate that I did not know about? Nothing comes to mind right now. I'm pretty sure there's something. Oh, we've got some new contracts, some new language in the contracts.
Okay.
So I'm always looking for that sort of thing, and things that I need to know as a realtor.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to think. So, what's something you learned new this year? Because would you learn something new about how to leverage credit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's a good thing, guys. Here's the thing. Of course, we went through PACE's Prime Corporate Services to get our stuff done, but the really neat thing about having good credit is getting business credit, on demand.
hmm
And so I was able to get credit card after credit card after credit card, 0% interest for the first 12 months. One of them were 24 months. And one of them actually has 18 months with zero interest, believe it or not. So we have racked up a lot of business credit that we haven't even used yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get on that. But
Yeah.
we have a few deals that we're gonna start funding and stuff like that. But but like the reason I bring that up is because you are great at saving. You're great at saving. You're great. You never missed a payment in all your life. And so if you guys need any help as far as like credit repair, how to build your credit up, and just kind of need some focus on that before you get things straight. I know I went through it, and so she definitely helped me kind of get the ball rolling and kind of educated me on how to make sure you leverage your credit and do it the right way and stuff like that. So if you guys need any resource for that, I'm sure you don't mind helping them out with that as
No,
well.
guys, as a matter of fact, you can go to your annual credit deal and get that list, but a lot of people type in something that's wrong or whatever. But I have a lender I've been working with for over now 8 years, and if you want to get your credit checked, you can get it checked for like $20.
Yeah. And
That's
so
all three bureaus, and not only will he do that, but he'll tell you, hey, if you get this, this, and this off, then your score is going to go up to here.
yeah.
But the main thing about your credit, guys, is pay consistently on time, because when you don't, it hurts you badly when they see that you're missing payments. When you're missing payments, they really, I mean, that those numbers really go down very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not so interested in medical bills at all. But, if you have a foreclosure or something like that, I think now it used to be 7 years, but I think now it's 3 years before you can get another home, things of that nature. But it's slight little things that you can do with credit to up your credit too. And he will tell you about that as well. So trust me, you're getting maximum dollar for that $20 that he's going to do, and he can have that to you within the same day.
Yeah. And so what can somebody do to bring value to you? Like whatever you got going on, what can someone do to bring value to you and in exchange, you bring value to them?
Okay, so the first thing is my contact number, Michaela, thank you. 972-342-8043.
Yeah.
And here's what I always ask of you. You know, you can ask me anything about a contract, about title, how is closing, how is funding done, all of that kind of stuff. But when you're talking about a property, try to get as much information as possible. And when you're talking to the people, you know, ask the questions that a buyer is going to say, hey, what about this right here? What about this right here? Right? You know, so hopefully you've had an investor that, you know, hey, even after we did the contract, they wanted some additional questions answered that you didn't think about. You know, keep those in mind, because for me, once I see something or, you know, and somebody asks me this, I'll always have that in my bag of tricks to ask just in case. Just in
Yeah.
case.
So bring your deals if you need them. If you need to write offers to your agents, she can write offers for you. She'll transaction coordinate it for you, or she'll just write the contract if you need the contract written and just kind of get it to the next thing.
Yeah, and so guys, remember that I'm not an expense to you or your buyer at all. Everything that the seller is doing, you know, I don't work for the seller, but I'm the behind scene, because the seller is the one that's going to have to pay me.
Yeah.
That's never on your back, so I don't want you to think that. I'm just a resource. I understand wholesaling and writing offers and all that good stuff, but I'm never an expense to you.
Yeah. Alfie said, "Hi, I'm a new sub two. The agent said to send an offer. Do I need a buyer agent or I send an offer myself?" Yeah, so either one, honestly, either one. And like
Yeah.
she said, neither one's an expense to you. So if you don't feel comfortable enough presenting that offer with all the terminology and language in there, and make sure your offer is good, that's what she experts at. Like she does that. So
Yeah.
she's more than happy to, you know, be your buyer's agent, just send to the seller, because at the end of the day, the seller's gonna end up being the one paying her. So Wendy can, I mean, her contact information is there. So you want to reach out to her, Alfie, and she'll get that written up, or at least help you or guide you however you want to take that. But yeah, you don't have to do it yourself. Now, when it gets to creative, that's to the point, like when it gets to like you're doing a creative sub two deal or something like that, then you'll probably have to get a TC to, they'll probably cost you, depending on the TC and their pricing, everybody's different. They'll charge you to write a contract, and they might charge you a little differently to coordinate the contract to the whole process. So those are a little bit different. If it's a cash contract, just get an agent. Honestly, because I don't like dealing with paperwork. I just send it off to Wendy, or I'll send it off to a transaction coordinator to go and get the paperwork for me so I can keep moving. Especially cash contracts. I don't want to deal with writing all that stuff out because it's tedious. So they're invaluable. Honestly, they cut a lot of my time out of my day, and that way I can keep moving and do what I'm doing. So
Yeah, and you got transaction coordinators out there for 300 or 500 on a standard contract. But when you're talking about creative financing, it's going to get up there for you. It's going to get anywhere from 15 to 2,500, and they're well worth their money.
yeah. Do you want to kind of help Alfie on the understanding of how to become a Gator lender? Like what?
Yeah.
Kind of,
So if you have money that, hey, I want to make some money on my money, you need to put yourself out there on Facebook or on your timeline and let people know, because there's so many wholesalers out there. And I would get on a couple of lists, letting them know I'm a Gator lender, and then explain it to them. If you're a new wholesaler or don't have the money to put up the EMD, give me a call and give them your information and all of that good stuff. They're still going to call you, and so therefore you can explain. Maybe they want 2,500. You're going to charge them 1,000 for that. That's paperwork too that you have to have written up. So I'm not for sure if you're just now coming into the game, or you've been an investor for a while.
it sounds like he's just new to sub two, so probably just assuming he may be new to.
Yeah, so just
to
follow it
investment.
up there online. I guarantee you, you're going to have a lot of people saying, yeah, I need some money.
So yeah, the leverage being a Gator lender, idea of the Gator lender is to only, lend out their money for about 30 days, less than 30 days or less. And so typically what they use is business credit that they build up through, either through corporate credit building up or business credit.
Yeah.
So whatever credit you end up getting throughout your LLC and banking and everything like that, your idea is you'll lend out that money for about 30 days or so, because your bank cycles every 30 days. So you want to lend it out and make sure you get a return back for it. That way you replenish the money that you use from the business credit, and whatever you keep extra on top of that, your fee for it, that's money you get from like just cash flow. So at that point, it's just a exponential return on your investment, because at that point you're no money technically into it, but you're using business credit to get it, and then you're just getting money from it. So I mean that's a win-win all day long.
Yeah, and Alfie, one last thing is that Pace has a contract on that as well, so it's in sub 2.
Yeah. So that's awesome stuff too. There's courses over it.
That sign first.
Yeah, if you go to Sub 2 Vault and go to Gator Lending,
Yeah.
it's the whole series is there, so you can go check that out. That's an awesome series. We got in there right when it started, right?
Right.
Yeah, back in May or April, something like that, when it
Yeah,
first
it
got
was May.
started.
It was May.
Yeah, so we're definitely Gator. So if you guys need inner Gator lending, you also know hit it up. She's also a Gator lender. So if you guys need any earnest money to get funded, make sure you send all the details of the deal, everything like that, and we'll definitely help out and get that funded as well. So yeah, what kind of resources?
It's really better to your benefit to have your buyer already in place. As quickly as possible, get that done. The money's going to come back to me, because I'm going to be looking at that option period that you guys have. And I'm going to want to know, hey, is your buyer on board? If not, I'm about to pull out, and I can call title because I already got an agreement with you.
Yeah. So I mean, if you need contracts, earnest money, Gator lending, and that doesn't only mean for earnest money. It can be for a down payment to close on a property. It's just transitional lending. So depending on if like their time period is make sure they get it back in 30 days. That's basically it. So if you just need a down payment just to cover a house, to refinance out, or whatever the case is, that's kind of what all that's for. So it was great having you on here, and definitely gonna have you back. I'm gonna wrap up and then kind of finish up the day. But I appreciate you guys for hopping back on, and I will be on time tomorrow at 12:30. I promise. I was making sure I had nothing else. I promise I'll be back at 12:30 to 3:30. We'll do the whole agent thing. We'll call agents. We'll do the whole thing. We'll have some of you guys call agents if you guys are up to it, and talk about the deals that are happening right now that we're finishing up and all that kind of jazz. So appreciate you guys for coming on, and looking forward to see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, bye.